evening to all of you. So the first thing I wanted to tell you is that we spoke about technology, right? Technology is a very important element of our life. Without technology, whether you like it or not, our life doesn't move on. But what it is doing to human being, we are all humans, right? We are all the nature's masterpiece, isn't it? Each one of you here are masterpiece. There is absolutely, there is such a beauty in each one of you. If you go there and track it, it can never match it, right? From your cell level, by the way you look, by your hair, everything, if you go deep down, there is no way to match it. So if you look at this, 2016, there were 48 million hits on the word, the sentence, the future of work. Yesterday when I checked it, it was 71 million hits. So why am I saying? So by that itself will show you how much it's growing in the last 1 year, right? So when you look at this data, there are some fantastic data here, and we are all excited about data. As human, we are very excited about data. Everything is about numbers. What time will you come? And how many gifts you are going to get me? And then what time is your flight? Everything is data. That's the way human brain works, right? And look at this. A person today changes job every 2 years. It's very hard for me as an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for the last 23 years. It's very hard for me to make a person stay in Pepper Square for more than 2 years if they are young folks who are on an average our age is around 25, I would say, right? So this is a very important data. 50% plus contingent workers. They are like temp staffs. They are people like part-time workers, Uber drivers, and then many of the people, plumbers, where you get on-call jobs. They all belong to that category. There are 50% plus workers today who are part of that. You'll be surprised that there are only 50% of the people who are doing full-time job today, right? 160,000 robots China is hiring this year, which means by now they should have hired 75% of that robots, right? 92% of the CEOs feel that the structure has to change, it's not working all over the world. And I would also agree with that, right? The last one is income equality, which we will talk about. So in this session, I have only 17 more minutes. We will try to cover some interesting data points, right? Every time people ask me that, oh, they see my card, they'll say, oh, founder and CEO. The whole thing changed. Till the time, nobody looked at me. The moment they look at my card and then founder and CEO, it changed. If Siva come and hug me, then my whole branding has become even more better, right? The reason is that's the way we are. Human beings are extremely emotional, and you can never go away from that. And that's the truth, it's not the fact, because facts can be manipulated, truth cannot be. So job title, job description, at what level you are, we all think it matters. Let's talk about, very soon that whether does it matter in the future workforce. So look at this, right? Today, what is it replacing? People are hired to do work. It doesn't matter who you are. I must tell you this. Around 10 years back, if you had a tattoo, Infosys will not hire you. And this is a fact. I mean, there are many HR folks here. So I'm a diploma holder. I have failed 5 times in mathematics. Infosys, Wipro, everybody has rejected me in 1994 because I'm a diploma holder. Today, when you say J, people think that you know Java, they would have hired you by that. But you would have actually called your friend Jayachandran, right? So that's the way the job market has become. Why? Because the skill is so low today. I call it as shallow knowledge. The first thing everybody, even a content writer in my office, what they do is I ask them, can you say can't or can you say cannot? They just go there and check on Google. And then they don't even go deeper. Forget about deep learning. Forget about deep learning because we have outsourced all the learning to Google completely. So they go check only Google has this deep learning mechanism working with trillions of terabytes working on it round the clock. None of us understand what the hell is it, right? But what it does is with all the data, it throws you on small snippets so that you don't have to go check, you don't have to waste time. So that will tell you this is what it is. I would say 50% of the time the data is wrong. Go there and check. If you have an interest in English, you can go there and check. If you have interest in psychology, you can go there and check. The biggest challenge which we are facing in deep learning is how to crack sarcasm. The $3 million gift bounty is still pending for the last, I think, 17 years now. We have not been able to crack sarcasm. I think Tamilians and people from Maharashtra are very good at sarcasm, right? So it's a wonderful thing. It comes from your intuition, it comes from your intelligence, which is human intelligence, nature has given. So if you look at this, get a project and then lead a team, that's all I want. I don't want you to smile, I don't want you to do anything. Just come here, do your work, project, get it done, lead a team, and then finally be ready to move on as business needs change, and that's about it, get out. So you're done, right? So your job is over, you get paid promptly, ATM machines are there everywhere, now you have Aadhaar card also, right? So then, which means you're done, you get the money, you don't even have to go home. You don't have to come to office, because most of the business process outsourcing today, people pick up calls. My guys who do pre-sales in our office sit at home, and then they pick up the call, they have Skype, you don't even have to pay because everything is free, right? So there are largely 3 areas these are categorized. Many of these data I'm showing, I'm really thankful to Josh, one of the greatest man, brilliant thinker, HR head of Deloitte, and he has done enormous amount of research in the last 38 years. Many of my data comes from him, so I really want to thank him for that. So the first one is called the personal impact. How does a personal impact helps, right? So I'm going to tell you about it. So life has become dynamic, it has become disruptive, it has become overwhelming. Why it has become overwhelming? Do you know that we check cell phones 4.2 hours a day? Do you know that all of us here are checking our cell phones 150 times a day? 150 times a day. My psychology professor says beautifully that, Muki, all the problems with the husband and wife can be solved if you go hug them once. If you go hug them once, as much as you hold your cell phone. We hold the cell phone 150 times today. We just touch it. We don't even hug our wife and kids. Look at where we have come. Hey, you have got, the moment you enter the house, Daddy, I've got a new app. Have you checked this? So we are not talking about how was your day. You feel a little tired. Can I get you water? Right? So I'm a quite old man, okay? I'm 46 years old. So I've come up in a very hard way. I was born in Bangalore, brought up in a beautiful small town called Mayiladuthurai, where the Kaveri ends. Let's not go there, right? So the Kaveri, I was born in where Kaveri started. So I ended up in a place where Kaveri ended. So I have love for both places. They are both my eyes, and I can never take them out of it. So leave politicals on the side. So when you look at this, what I'm surprised is every single day when people come to work, we are only checking the cell phone. So I'm going to give you some interesting data. We have WhatsApp, we have Twitter, we have Snapchat, we have this, we have that, we have so many other things. Do you know that there is a cell phone addiction center for the last 5 years in NIMHANS? One of the finest institutes in the whole world for brains. There is a cell phone addiction center. So I went there, once a while I go there, do some voluntary work just to understand. I saw this kid, and the doctor comes and he's talking, he's saying hello to me, and then there is a girl, and the doctor comes to him and then says, why don't you lift your finger up, he says. So she's lifting the finger, she's screaming the hell out, screaming. Must be around 4.5, 5 years old, if I'm not wrong. The baby's hand, both hands are stuck because of usage of cell phone. That's the level of technology what it has happened to human, right? Which is most of you. I mean, most of you here will not agree with me, but when you go there 10 years from now, you'll not be able to lift your fingers. And trust me, that's going to happen. It has happened to me. I have to come out of that. So the exciting thing is that we have apps to make us relax, apps to make us sleep, right? It makes us how to love people. It has everything in the world, right? So the disciplines of psychology, neuroscience, human performance, and yoga have come together, and everything what we do are quantified. How much have you done? That is all matters today in the business world. That is all matters today, sadly, in the education field. There are so many teachers here. Thank you so much. Please take this. We are producing robots. We are producing absolutely robots. If you ask me, if you allow me to start a school, I will call it as no school like what JK did, Jittu Krishnamurthy did. Because I want people to go experience nature, which we have not been able to do that with technology, right? Kids don't know how to drink water. Trust me that more than 90% of you here doesn't know how to drink water. You know why? Because you have 4 saliva glands, and all you have to do is just take the water, then you swallow it, right? Why do you do that? When you do that, saliva has a greatest mechanism to digest your system. We don't know that. That's the way we have become, right? This is really psyching me, the quantifiable 9 minutes and 5 minutes, 2 minutes. It's like I'm going to die in the next 9 minutes, you know. So much of pressure added in my life, right? So it's because of the human who's sitting there who's saying, it's okay, go. So I'm feeling a little better because I override this entire data and then listening to the human because I'm still an emotional creature, right? So even though, so what's happening is the psychology degree has become an MBA today. Psychology has become an MBA today. So which means in the next 10 years, every guy will say I'm a psychology student. That's the way it's going to be because AI will take over, NVIDIA will rule the world, Autodesk will do all the designs for you. Just to tell you that I'm one of the first 50 users of Autodesk in Asia Pac. I'm one of the first designers of Autodesk. I've used a system called 2D Studio, which a lot of people don't, 2D Animator Pro, which most of the people don't even know that. That was in 1991 I used it. I'm one of the first guys to use it in the country. So we all suffer from what is called FOMO. My kids say that. I have 2 daughters. Fear of missing out. Have you seen that red color thing which says that 1, 2, 3, 4 like this? You know, so many messages you have to go there and check it. Otherwise you are not, BP will go up. It'll go up to 260. There is nothing called 260, but it'll go there, right? We are so extremely stressed out to do that. That's called fear of missing, right? Take my word, nobody is loyal to our job. None of us are. We are only loyal to our career. We are not loyal to our job. We are only loyal to our career because the career for me means everything to me. The job doesn't matter. More and more of technology has removed that completely because most of the job can be done by, machines today, right? Beautifully they do that. So with that, I'm going to go to the second one. The second is the organizational impact. How does an organization has to work with human being? How does it have to work with machines, technology, creativity, design, philosophy? How does an organization work together? On a personal side, I wanted to tell you this. From an organizational side, many things are happening. First, jobs are quickly changing, or what we call it as augmented intelligence, which is another definition for AI. I'm sure most of you know that. And it has taken over all the mundane tasks. So you don't have to worry. Tomorrow, automatically when you get inside, there will be a robot which will come there. It will say, hey, time to read, time to drink water, please drink. And then automatically it will go. Beyond the level, you may be having a chip, you don't even have to drink water. That's it. You won't feel thirsty at all. There's a friend of mine, I have to tell you this. He told me this. He's a very funny guy. And he told me this around, maybe 30 years ago. He says that at that time, Chennai was facing a lot of, water problem. He said that 20 years from now, my kids will ask me, I'll be explaining them. I'll be sitting in the house and they'll come running. Daddy, I found this. And he says, what? Oh, this one, I know. What is this? Oh, this is called pipe. What is this? This is called a metal pipe. What is this metal? What is metal? What is pipe? Oh, we used to transport water through this. Oh, is it? So why is that we are not drinking water? So this is what he used to tell me so many years back. It was very funny. But that's becoming, do you know that people's intake of water today is 90% less than they check their cell phone? I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Your intake of vitamin D is more than 95% less than what you're checking your cell phones. That's the reason people have tremendous amount of problems because vitamin D is the most important thing for us to survive. If one day sun doesn't come, you are gone. If one day Salesforce or Apple or Google doesn't work, you will still survive. Thank God you will come closer to your wife for once, right? I really wish one day somebody stops everything so that it doesn't work. There is no technology. We all go back home and then smile. What happened? I don't know. We don't know actually what happened. Then some research will come. You will pay 150 subscription charges. And then they will say, because that day we stopped everything. So I wanted to tell you that apps for everything, right? So I must tell you this. I got my first part-time job in 1993, 1992. And I got the job. I was supposed to operate what is called a computer. I was like blown. I said, what is this? They said, have you ever used a computer? What would you say in India? We do the cow head shake, Yeah. He doesn't know whether I said yes or no. He said, what can you do? I said, I can only do one thing. What is that? 120 words per minute I can type. That's the only thing I can type. He said, fantastic, you can be my stenographer. So I joined there. That's the first time I saw a computer. There was a dot matrix printer. I was blown. I didn't even know how to operate that. Leave that, we are not going there. But today, the voice recognition software can do 300% faster than 120 words per minute. Isn't that unbelievable? And it does it just beautifully well. These days, I don't type, especially after going to NIMANS, right? So I don't want to type. I just only record. Beautifully, text comes out. Life is beautiful, right? So there is a software. Somebody was talking about, radiology. Medicine is one of my favorite subjects today. For a reason. And today, X-rays read almost twice as well as a seasoned radiologist. And I see it in real life. I work with a lot of cancer patients across India. I read reports, and the radiologists these days, radiologist's job is the most difficult job today. You know why? There are very less radiologists. So they can read today, right? The smartphone, what we carry, has got 6 embedded sensors. It can do everything for you. Very soon it's going to tell you, okay, it's time for you to go to the toilet, right? It is going to do that, trust me, because it's become such super intelligence because it's created by us, right? We are one of the finest nature's creation, right? So what's happening is automation, we talk about it. I have a friend who's a farmer who's in Bidadi. You can all go there and see it. He has got 156 cows. 156 cows. Don't ask me whether it's desi cows. No, it's not. They're all Jersey cows, and there are 1 or 2, lovely desi bulls which are there for breeding. So what he does, so I went there, he asked me to come there and see it, and then I'm looking at the entire place. I said, wow, lovely. How many people work here? He said, he showed me these 2 guys. There are only 2 guys to manage 156 cows every day. This was unheard of before. It was unheard of because every single thing is automated, and the cows are very well fed. Fantastically fed, right? So they give you A1 milk, doesn't matter, but still you're drinking it, but it is completely automated. It's very important for you to understand that things are changing and it's happening right here. It's just that we have not opened our eyes to see what's happening next to us. We are all in silos, right? So research shows today 92%, as I told you, companies believe their organizational design is not working, and yet, only 14% know how to fix it. 14% of them know only how to fix it. So, with that, I just wanted to give you a small, example. How many of you don't know James Cameron, the great director James Cameron? How many of you know James Cameron? Everybody knows? Yeah, Avatar, one of the finest creative thinkers in the world. So, the naval chief of staff going to him and say, naval chief of US staff is a big man, right? He's bigger than president of US, right? So he goes to him and says that, I've heard about your new submarine, which can go down, and you have designed it, show it to me. Then he says, my God, this is just mind-boggling. We have spent more than close to, I think, $400 million to invent this, but we are still struggling. I want to see your team, and I want to know how much you have spent. He said, we have spent like, I think $16 million. He said, $16 million? And it's working? He said, yes. Show me your team. He showed, this is my team. There were only 3 people. There were only 3 people, which means that all the managers' job will go away. Trust me. We don't need managers anymore. Because today, if you come to Pepper Square, all my customers want to talk to our designers, content writers, the digital marketers directly. They don't want anybody in between, right? So this means that we all must learn how to continuously reskill ourselves. Reskilling is the most important thing. and market and position our skills and experience and get comfortable taking new jobs and new roles which do not always go up. The greatest thing can happen to you in your life when you're not doing your job well. That's the greatest thing, because you are going to reskill. Otherwise, that's it, you're doomed, right? So Oxford University says 47% of jobs will disappear in 20 years, which means 50% of you will not have jobs. Please start learning something new and start driving Uber. Trust me. It's a great thing. Why not? Why not? It's a fantastic contingent workforce. Driving Uber is a fantastic thing. There is a guy I have met who has a BMW, drives a car in Bangalore. He's a construction guy based out of RT Nagar, drives his Uber. I asked him only one question, why do you drive? He said, sir, I'm very happy. I drive only my car. I do maximum 2 trips. Beyond that, I get stressed out. That's it. And he does it so happily. I'm not joking. You can go there and find out from Uber, right? So jobs are not going away. They are just changing. The last one I have is about the societal impact. We have all become species of about ourselves. The I and me has killed our society. We are all part of that. We have abused it, nature, to the max. Don't think that it's going to be abused. It's already abused. There's not going to be water. I'm sure most of you are seeing Jaggi Vasudev's river rally. Whatever he says is true. Forget about religion, where he comes from, what he does, it doesn't matter. But we don't have water. That's it, right? So what are we doing? Skills like empathy, listening, communication, prioritization are essentially human. Empathy will never go away. That's a beauty of human being, right? Prioritization will not go away. Trust my word. Because you need to prioritize. You know what life you wanted to do in life, right? So the future of workforce is not about jobs going away. It's a story about each one of us redesigning what we do better by leveraging different tools. And that's all his future of work is all about. So I have to tell you that my mother holds the WhatsApp and then records and then sends it because she doesn't know how to type it and stuff. She's 80 years old. Life has changed because it's so easy to talk to my mother and she speaks in Tamil, right? So she's very happy. I speak to her in Tamil. So it's lovely. So we exchange that and it's been going on wonderfully for 2 years. All our cousins had started using it. Oh, my mother's name is Papa. Oh, she's using it, then we should also use it, right? So everybody's using it. They're all very happy about it. So what I wanted to tell you is that at an organization level, the key to success is what we now call it as design thinking. Autodesk has been a pioneer in that. Design thinking is the most important thing, which we will talk about it later. So organizations need to understand what technology can do and then use it to enhance and customer and employee experience. It's all about experience. If you don't have experience, there is nothing to this world. Trust me, when you're here because you are networking, you are meeting people. So at Pepper Square, we have a no phone policy. Anytime when they meet people, when you come there, nobody has a cell phone. They'll keep it in the desk. That's what connects us, right? So there is a guy called Chandrasekhar who joined us around 11 years ago. And he came to clean our office, right? Today, he's the guy who heads our AWS server. He manages everything in AWS server impeccably well because it's very easy to learn. It's not difficult. All you have to do is just reskill, right? So it turns out to be that your ability to provide a modern and dynamic career environment is one of the top drivers for employment branding. That's what everybody is saying today. I'm not saying that. And public policy plays a large role. That's what I'm talking about, inequality and unemployment. Clearly, there is an ongoing debate about income inequality and the impact of contingent work platforms like Uber. And while contingent work is now easier to find, you can go there and find a Uber job easily. Most of these jobs do not pay benefits and they have no vacation policies. There is no overtime and there is almost no work-related expenses and reimbursement. These are all very, very important. The last slide which I have is about design thinking. Most important is design thinking. Why? It's all about culture, stories that define our life. Design is all about elegance. We are the perfect, a beautiful design in the world. We are one of the beautiful designs nature has created. Technology is very, very important, right? So if you look at all of them, in the culture, it's all about empathy. We don't need sympathy. I don't want you to come back and tell me, Muki, I'm so sorry if I fall, if I trip. I want you to come and say, I have fallen like that. I know where it hurts, but then get up and go. That's the beautiful human empathy We all have. With machines, don't have that, right? They may one day, but that doesn't matter. We don't have to look at it. Let's look at it today. So if you look at design, it's all about reducing anxiety, simplifying things. It's about trust. We have forgotten to trust each other. Ego has taken over our life. We don't trust each other. If you come and tell me I'm a great, stand-up comedian, then I have to ask you, where do you work? I mean, we don't have to. We have trust. We have forgotten to trust, right? So the last one is technology. It's about motivation, enjoyment, rewards, because technology adds a greater access to all this, which human beings cannot, because it's hard to modulate things. It's hard to modularize things, right? So with that, I wanted to tell you that the most important skill to build in today's future of work is what you may call personal reinvention. Reinvention. The ability to let go of who you are today and recreate yourself as jobs around you change every single day. Take some time to learn new tool and go to an industry conference like this. Thanks to Siva and Anbu and all the ICT folks for doing this. Otherwise, we won't get to network, right? And we all have to deal with the future of work, and it's not going to be as scary as you think. And with that, my final message is this: the future of work is here right now. That your job is being changed before your eyes, whether you like it or not. Your daughter can do much better texting than you. Your daughter can talk to you much better than you. She understands what is human mind and human body much more than all of us, because she is taught human anatomy, which we are not. We have not learned it, right? With all that I wanted to tell you, the only thing as human future of work you can do is spread love. Thank you so much, and wishing you all healthy and a joyful time. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.